Well, time to revolt in every possible way you can and not just sit on your ass and pass around emails and bitch about the situation, because the situation has become pretty grim. We got two dyed-in-the-tweed Yankee bitch families, Bush family and Clinton family, probably going to be in for running against each other on the presidency. Probably the worst of the two might be the Clinton family, but then again, Jeb Bush is a total piece of garbage to the max, and a whole bunch of them. Actually, I got three members, direct lineage. I'm not going to get into all the stories exactly. I could prove the hell out of it, but going right back from my father's side, even though I'm from like up 10 miles from Manhattan, my grandfather was from South Carolina. They all go from South Carolina to the American Revolutionary War, all the way back to the original colonies at Virginia. Moved to South Carolina before the American Revolutionary War. We're in a civil war, fighting on the side of the South or against the war, in a war of northern aggression. But it's time to freaking pull the plug on the bullshit, and that includes all these fake, limp-wristed conservatives, quote unquote. I don't even know what the hell that means, because when it comes right down to it, they're like buttermilk, because like Hillary Rodham Clinton's father was conservative, He licked the bottom of her feet, putting her to school for what? So she could be a freaking egotistical Marxist bitch? That's what's going on. So I say to hell with the whole situation all the way. So actually, just to give you kind of a real general outline, although I can freaking read it to you exactly. I had one direct lineage. He fought under the Rangers, American Rangers in the Revolutionary War, the American Rangers, that is. He actually served 2 hitches. And his son, he enlisted at a very young age. I mean, not even close to 20, okay? Not even close to that. He enlisted in 1776, and he was also they were both at the British siege of Charleston, South Carolina. And he also fought at Fort Moultrie. So, if somebody's really astute, they could probably figure it out. I don't want to drop too much dimes on this garbage on the World Wide Web, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it comes down to the situation where, talk is talk, but that's just all it is. And, it's almost like before all this crap started, there was a lot of freaking civil disobedience. And you know what? That's really what it's got to be. This Obamacare crap is nothing but total, complete control. And don't let any freaking asswipes, writing with crayons in freaking publications tell you anything else. That's all that crap's about. It's complete and total control. Ownership. Slavery. That's what freaking Obamacare stands for. And Obama himself, his lineage on both his father and mother's side comes from slave owners and slave traders. So that's why that yo-yo was put in there. But, I look at this Hillary Rodham Clinton, Miss Privileged yo-yo, coming from the North, coming from money family. She lived on Rodham Street, or Rodham Block, conservative father. She goes to school, and, of course, KGB college is, like, infiltrated to the max by Soviet ideology. And then she comes out, Miss Know-It-All, with a cocky attitude. Nobody put her down right at the spot, right there on the spot, and snipped her in the butt. But hey, everybody's kissing Yo-Yo's ass. But the problem is, 90% of the conservatives kiss Miss Yo-Yo's ass all the way. They're not freaking fighting the fight. That's the problem. And, I don't want to even glorify any of this stuff with the American Revolution or the war between the states or whatever, or fighting for freedom, because, when it came right down to it, all these people were volunteers to the max. All the people that fought under, actually there was another relative that he fought under Captain. He was fought under General Francis Marion. They called him the Swamp Fox, as the British called him, because they couldn't catch him. And, also interesting, in Marion County, Florida, they're trying to take down that rebel flag, or Confederate flag, I guess is the proper name. I call it the rebel flag, because rebel against the bullshit, right? They're trying to take down that flag everywhere. You know what they did in Marion County, Florida? The council unanimously voted to put it back up and keep it up. Unanimously. It's part of our heritage, man. It's part of our history. Screw you. And you're not, ain't going to be able, because I'll tell you one thing, the next thing they would do under the Southern Poverty Law Center funded by George Soros is they'll argue that the American flag flew against the American Indian, and that was a symbol of hate. Take it down, damn it. Hillary Rodham Clinton would be first on the forefront to do that shit, because there's a war not only on religion, but a war on culture. But I really can't stand these limp-wristed freaking quote-unquote conservatives passing around emails and saying, oh, that's despicable, oh, that's mean. They're the first ones to lick Puss's feet right there on the spot, and they create the situation. They're men without balls. They never had balls, they never will have balls, and that's exactly 99% of the problem. That is it. Everybody is afraid to say anything. I was looking at Alex Jones a little bit, and I don't like listen. I subscribe to him, but I hate his guts. The only thing I subscribe to that yo-yo for is actually to just keep tabs on what kind of bullshit he's putting out. So I had an interview out there with Larry Nichols, and Larry Nichols, this was another battle over in South Carolina between Marion troops and the British. That's what you're looking at, this picture right here. But actually, Alex Jones had on Larry Nichols. I'm beginning to wonder about this Larry Nichols guy because, I'm going to drop a dime that Chelsea Clinton is not the daughter of Bill Clinton. And I said this and they denied it. But you know what? Bill Clinton already freaking put it out in an interview in a freaking magazine himself, in his own words, that he said Chelsea was not his actual biological daughter, that she was the daughter of Web Hubbell of the Hubbell Law firm that Hillary worked for. Hey, and you know what? That don't mean nothing. That don't make me think bad of Hillary or freaking Chelsea. You know what makes me think bad of her? She's a communist bitch. That's what makes me think bad of her, man. What the hell did she do with in Benghazi? What did she do? What about all the Clinton body count? What happened to all their freaking campaign managers and everything else? She's a privileged yo-yo freaking with a big ego, and she's working for a bunch of other assholes with big egos, and most of the major media is owned by these crooked bastards, and they're putting out things, and other people are just going along with it because, I don't want to be too politically on the one side or the other, so I won't say anything. They're scumbags, man. They're scumbags. And it's not going to come down to like a debate. They're screwing you over all the way. Nobody in this country's got any balls anymore at all, period. And here's a picture of Hillary Rodham Clinton when she's a baby, right? She was privileged, man. She grew up white establishment privileged. The street she grew up on was named Rodham, Hillary Rodham Clinton. She didn't even want to take Bill's last name when they got married. Oh, everybody in college was afraid of her. Why? Because she's a bitch with an ego. But if she was out there in a freaking regular freaking people, somebody would have chopped her off at the knees a long time ago. Hell, she was in college with daddy's money. So she went to Karl Marx school, and then she got all her ideas about whatever she's going to be, That's exactly what it was about. So anyway, she's the know-it-all that's going to dictate everybody's life for her own freaking ego and her own pleasure. And you know what? You conservative Christian boot-licking, foot-licking males, you're all the ones that created this shit. Because you know what? You got a bunch of daughters like this, you got people that working for you like this, and you're all supporting them. You're all supporting them. You're a bunch of freaking footlickers, man. That's all you guys are, you freaking yo-yo sissified. I'm in a doghouse, my wife said this, my wife said that, conservative little Christian yo-yos. You're nothing, man. None of you guys are shit. You guys are all shit. And that's really where this kind of shit comes from. It doesn't come just like she just rose out of nowhere. No, because you got the land of the freaking male worm. That's really where she comes from. Now, the daughter is worse than she is. I know Alex Jones made a remark that she looks ugly. I said, she doesn't look ugly. She looks pretty. She's not like extremely pretty, but she's pretty fairly pretty. I don't think she's ugly. You know, Alex Jones made a remark that she was ugly. She looked like a toad. That's what he said. And, you know, they're trying to freaking pull the crap out that, oh, she's not the biological daughter of Bill Clinton. I'm like, so what? The problem is, she's an egotistical, privileged asshole. She even alienated diehard Democratic Clinton supporters that were in the foundation by playing little freaking games because she was high and mighty and privileged. That's why they got people ratting out on the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation, because of her attitude, partly. That's really what it is. She was getting $600,000 a year from NBC, because, you know, NBC is a freaking communist bootlicking freaking organization, too, to do basically nothing. And everybody around her, oh, she was God. They couldn't even approach her, man. I know what would have happened with me. I would have told her, bitch, what's your problem, man? I would have set her up with some shit. I don't give a damn. But, you know, that's why I always get in trouble. That's why I even got in trouble, you know, even no matter how you present it. You know, I'm Mr. Politically Incorrect. I've always been that way. And, you know, it's not a matter of how much talent you have or how much work you got, as how much work you do, or how smart you are, or how dedicated you are, or how disciplined you are. Hey, man, a lot of it's bootlicking, you know, freaking licking the feet of the freaking yo-yos on the top, like the Clintons and the Bushes. And, you know, these conservatives that think, oh, you got to freaking stop the Clintons by voting for the Bushes. Screw you, conservatives. You know what? I don't care about you, man. If I'm going to be in a one basis point that's freaking fighting this kind of shit, because I'll tell you what, even amongst the people that are, you know, fighting this kind of crap, or they say they are, or all the Alex Jones supporters and stuff, they ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. They ain't going to do nothing about this shit. You know, right after I saw that Web Hubbell interview, which was like nothing, and I'm looking to myself, you ain't revealing nothing. We all knew this, but you know, you're telling me the DNA test said that, Chelsea Clinton is not the biological father of Bill Clinton. What does that mean, man? That doesn't make me think bad of her. And I don't think she's ugly either, you know. According to Alex Jones, I think she's fairly good looking, you know. But the problem is, they're bitches, man. They're privileged bitches. That's what the problem is. And we don't need those kind of people running our country, man. They shouldn't have any power. They're freaking traitors, man. And they should be dealt with as traitors. As a matter of fact, the Clinton and Bush family should be dealt with as domestic terrorists. That's exactly, they've created the law. Let's use the law against them. That's exactly what the hell they are. They are domestic terrorists. The hell with this bullshit, man. The hell with it all the way. I'm going to tell you that, you know, you don't freaking play games with these kind of people. And, you know, the problem is that, you know, like I said, Daddy created freaking Hillary Rodham Clinton. Daddy created Hillary Rodham Clinton supporters. Because you know what? Daddy licks Mama's feet and gets approval from her for every little thing he does. And you know what you usually see those kind of people do? They work in offices. You know why? Because that's the easy money. That's the easy money. Now, actually, I want to point out another channel on here, because on a YouTube, that of a guy I respect a lot. And this is going to be on a Southwest Rod and Custom. Actually, you'll see the picture of his son in the Navy. He was in the Navy. Actually, I had a lot of family in the Navy and all that kind of stuff, too. I mean, but he's actually a stand-up guy that does work for a freaking living. And I'll tell you one thing. You know, it wasn't for people like this, there would be no USA. The paper shufflers and the bureaucrats, because we've got a bunch of freaking laws in the United States that don't mean a damn thing. Actually, they're just pushing paper from one side of the freaking room to the other side with their big fat egos. Oh, wow, I did this and I did that. They disgust me. I've been around this shit enough, and I hate them. Actually, the only way I could actually even stand being in accounting was when I was in construction accounting, because I realized we're actually creating something, even though I'm following the numbers and I'm telling the guys, you know, the ones that are running the joint, exactly what's going on. It's a matter of I felt like something's being built. It isn't just paper shit, you know. So anyway, you know, you got to really stick with the real middle class, which is the blue collar worker all the way. And you know what the biggest enemy to the blue collar worker is? The Clintons and the Bushes. Both of them. Both of them, man. Both of them. And, you know, I don't know what the hell to tell you, man, but I can tell you one thing. I'm not voting for either one of them. So if that Bush gets on that ticket, I'll vote, but it'll be third party. But I know I'll be less than 1% of the vote in the United States. I know I will be. I know I will be. I'll guarantee you that shit. And, you know, it's coming to a problem now, right now, because I don't really give a shit about saving the asswipes that are out there. They're freaking... you know, kissing up to Missy and kissing up to the freaking political correctness or whatever the hell else you want to call it, or playing games like, oh, you shouldn't really say that. I don't care, man. I don't care. Because I can tell you right now, man, they're restricting everybody's rights left and right, and you're going to come down with the hammer sooner or later. Pretty damn quick. And as soon as this Trans-Pacific Partnership gets passed, and as soon as net neutrality gets passed, which... You know, Hillary Clinton has already said that freedom of speech on the internet was the cause of Dylan Roof or something, doing something. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, lady. You know what the problem was? You went to college, lady. You went to Karl Marx school, and you always had a freaking ego on you. Because why? Because you were privileged Miss Rich bitch from the white middle class coming from Rodham Street from your daddy. That's exactly all you were, lady, right from when you were born. And you know, he was ultra-conservative, but he created a monster. Why? Because he's a freaking bootlicker himself, man. And he licks the feet of freaking, you know, any female out there, man. That's exactly what it was. What could I do for little puss-puss? What could I do for little puss-puss? What could I do? You created that shit, you yo-yo. That's what you did, man. Mr. Conservative yo-yo, man. Oh, that's all the way. So he created Karl Marx with a freaking chip on her shoulder and a daughter with a $600,000 salary. At NBC, you know, she quit. She didn't do nothing. She's too privileged that nobody could approach her. She backstabs the best and strongest supporters of the Clintons and the Democratic Party. She's screwing up even the Clinton Foundation. That's why they got people ratting out on them. I'm surprised they don't have more people ratting out on them. But, you know, the thing is, Alex Jones ain't your answer, man. That guy's a yo-yo. He is. And, you know, I'm suspecting Larry Nichols now, big time. Well, hey, Larry Nichols, what the hell did he create? He created the Clintons, didn't he? Didn't he? Didn't he create the freaking Clintons, Larry Nichols? Sure he did. Sure he did. You gonna trust that guy? I don't trust him. You know, he's like supposed to be dropping a dime. Yo, she's not the daughter of freaking... I said it, now they got the DNA test. She's not the daughter of Bill Clinton. So what? So what? What does that mean? Is that something bad? I don't give a shit about that. The problem with her, she's an asshole with a freaking big ego. That's the problem with her, man. That is the problem. She's a privileged, rich, white bitch. That's all she is. And she comes from privileged, white, rich mama who came from privileged, white, rich daddy. And they're freaking dyed in a tweed, Yankee bitches all the way, including the Bushes. And, you know, she wants to freaking go down to Arkansas and talk Southern. Yeah, I'm not talking Southern, man. I got Southern lineage, too. I'm not talking Southern, man. I'm from Jersey, you know what I mean? But, hey, man, I got Southern lineage, too, you know? I got other lineage, too, going back to the freaking Duke in England from my Italian side. Man, I could pull out more freaking shit than this bitch could any day, you know? But they ain't getting me nowhere because I don't kiss nobody's ass. That's all there is to it. I don't. I'm actually freaking worse than anything out there. I will not kiss ass, man. I will not. And that's always been one of my problems, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because, you know what? Anytime somebody, you know, it's almost like take a shot. But you know what? When I come back, it's going to be worse than your worst nightmare, man. It won't be like the way you expect. It won't be. That's exactly the way I play. Because I got a memory like an elephant, and I never forget. It might take 10, 20 years, but I'll get it back. I will get it back. And you know what? I'm going to live to be hundreds of years old, too. If I got my freaking ducks in line with all this micronutrition like these super tech billionaires think they can fucking live forever, I know how to do it on the cheap, man. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to be around when freaking old Hillary Rodham Clinton and her freaking daughter are worm food, even if they live long lives. So I ain't going to be going nowhere, baby. I'll tell you that right now. And one thing I gotta say is, you know, it's not like a freaking game anymore. And I could tell you one thing. Another thing, the limp-wristed so-called quote-unquote conservatives turn my stomach. And by the way, I want to put a message out there, shout out to Pete from Southwest Rod and Custom. You ought to get some of those damn customers that work in offices with the freaking $500 freaking fees they charge, and charge them like triple what your normal rates are, and kiss their ass a little bit too, and get yourself some green. Because you know what? I could tell you one thing. I remember my cousin when he worked in a transmission shop with old Lenny over there. Hey man, you know, working class guy comes in there, we cut him a huss. You see the other guy coming there talking all cute and all nice? That's the guy we get, and that's the way you should do it. Because you know what? Those fuckers are nothing but a damn bunch of parasites, I'll tell you that right now. That's all they are. Anyway, over and out. Said plenty, but you know what? This is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. You know, if this bitch ever puts herself over as for the people, man, she's been white, privileged, little miss freaking Hillary Rodham since she was freaking born. She came from daddy had money. The street was named freaking Rodham. She was in a affluent suburbia. College paid for daddy. She learned how to be Karl Marx from freaking KGB freaking professors and whatever else she went to school in. And her daughter is worse than she is. Oh, she's going to help the champion of middle class. Lady, croak.